to yourself, you're just you. You know your intention, the late nights, the energy spent just to try to keep things moving. But the reality is different. The reality is that there are thousands of different versions of yourself living in other people's heads. And these are stories about you that you will never get the chance to read. I've spent this week feeling heavy. Have you ever put everything you have into a project? All your creative energy, the extra hours, only for this not landing as it should? Have you ever felt transparent, like you're shouting behind a glass wall? Well, this is exactly how I felt this week. I felt left out. I saw a circle of people I wasn't part of. I've heard comments that made me feel like my presence didn't quite carry the weight I thought it did. It didn't feel right. Don't know about you, but when I feel hurt, my first instinct is to build a case. I dissect every interaction. I start analyzing every single person and event. I replay in my head the one comment made at 2 p.m. over and over and over until it sounds like a personal attack. This is what happened to me this week. In my head, I start to casting people for the role of enemies in my movie. And I thought, how could you be so cold? How can't you see what you are doing to me? How you're treating me? How you're making me feel? How can't you see what I've done? And I was in my mental loop until a moment when I had a very quick thought, but super powerful. The realization that simply they don't know. You see, they had no idea that I've spent the last hours and days analyzing and dissecting their own behavior, their own actions, their own tone of their voice. They're actually living their Tuesday, busy as everybody else. They have their own deadline, they have their own insecurities, they have their own tiredness. To them, I'm just a person in the room. To me, they were the cause of my pain. And that made me realize that I was fighting. I was at war with people who didn't even know that they were in a fight. I was trying to win. I was trying to score with people that they didn't even know were playing. Now, this is where things get uncomfortable because, you know, if I'm the hero of my own story and they're villains, what is my role in their stories? If I can be hurt by somebody who didn't mean to hurt me, it's statistically certain that I have been the villain in somebody else's story this week. I might have given a short answer because I was tired, or maybe I forgot to say thank you to somebody who really needed to hear that. For sure, someone, somewhere, right now is sitting in the car dissecting a comment that I made this week and feeling like how I felt this week, unwanted. And I don't even know that I'm the villain in their story. Now, this realization almost gave me a peace of mind. It's a liberating idea to think that we can all somehow hurt each other without even realizing it, simply because we don't know the full story. In this way, everything becomes less personal. I can detach a bit more by the emotional reaction that I had. It's not anymore a conspiracy against me, against you. It's just a limit of the human nature. So, what's next? Well, first of all, to me, I realized that it's impossible to try to read all the stories we will never have access to. I spent so much time trying to fix our image, thinking that will affect how people see us. But the reality is that we can only see the version of ourselves through our own eyes, in our own story. And I can project and I can believe that I'm the hero of my own story, but I could be the villain of someone else's story. And this concept, in all honesty, makes me feel uncomfortable, because I like to think that I am in control and I can control my action and how affect other people. But the reality is that we don't have full control, and we need to be okay on feeling uncomfortable. We need to be okay in understanding that we cannot know which role we play in everybody's story. On the positive side, what made me also think is that my enemy are less enemy right now, are more people like me, that they're trying their best, and they are successful, but not with everyone. We cannot be heroes, right? All the time. So let's realize that we cannot control the script of everyone's stories. We cannot force someone to read the chapter I've written. I cannot force you to read my character the same way appears in my own story. And we need to be okay with it. But there's one thing that we can do. We can always try to be kind with the version of people that cross paths in our own story. So let's be kind with each other, and maybe that's exactly how it's supposed to be. Until next time, take care.